Hello and welcome to Belle's Uniques. I'm Lynette and I'm going to attempt to show you how I make my tassels. I've had a few requests on how I put my tassels together. They're pretty detailed, would probably be a good word for it. I tend to put lots of different things in them, lots of beads, sometimes some boho beads that I've made at home. I'll add tassels to the end of either a ribbon or some elastic. Lots of different ribbons and materials, little bits and pieces, just whatever I've got laying around basically. And I always do them to complement the journal. This is from my latest boho journal, and I've got some beautiful beads that complement the colour of the boho journal, some of the material that I've used in the journal. Just use, there's a little boho bead in a key, just all sorts of little bits and pieces and different material and textures that I have laying around that I put together. And with this one I have used a bit of leather at the top that I have then just tied onto the tassel ring and then just let it hang. Otherwise you can use a Tim Holtz pin. That's just the way I do it. So we're making a tassel today for this journal that I'm finishing off. It's got some beautiful greens in it. I've got this material here from one of my mats that I pulled apart, so I'm using that in the tassel. And I've got some lovely little lace inside. I've also got a bit of sari silk that I've kept some of for the tassel, and I've got a different coloured green on the inside, which I also had a bit of sari silk to complement that as well, because the other green's quite olive, which is one of my favourite greens at the moment. And we're going to make a tassel to add to this journal. So first of all, I just make sure that I have the lace, and this is also the brown material that's used for the back of the journal. This complemented the journal in the colour, plus I like the extra white in there. Some of the sari silk, a bit of that background material, that's the centre sari silk that I've used, and a little bit of matted rope because it's quite organic and goes quite well with the colours, as well as the fact that it's a botanical journal. Now this piece here is a piece of artificial leaf off a big stem that I brought, and I've just made it into a flower looking thing. So I've put a little, threaded a bead through the end on a piece of this string here, which is very fine, and then I've just sort of let it hang so that you can sort of comes out like a pearl stamen type flower, and popped a little bit of the green material around it, and then I just put some of the fabric glue on and a bit of the wool that I've got, and then just sort of mushed it all together, which I can show you how I do, and then put a tassel on the end as well. So here's some more of the tying enclosure silk or sari silk. This here I've just put straight onto the piece of wool, which I have then just closed over and then used a bit of the glue to seal it together. Because this is a secret garden journal, I made sure that I have a key and a lock because they go really well with the Secret Garden. And I've got a piece of just see-through beautiful ribbon, a piece of gold ribbon, goes with the colours, and I've put a couple of antique buttons that are in that olive colour onto a piece of wool. Oh no, I actually put it onto a piece of string, and then I did the same thing. I put the woolen around it, and I've just got a couple of little tassels on the end and some nice pinks, because there's pinks in the journal. I'll just get a piece of that wool while I'm thinking about it, and I've got a little leaf on a piece of leather, which I just put a stitch through to make sure that it doesn't come off, because there's a leaf also on the cover of this journal, and it's from the same set, I think, and also goes well with this little nameplate. And then some more vintage buttons, and so you can see the wool's just sort of hanging out there, but I quite like that. It just gives it a different element and a bit more texture. And then I threaded some beads onto some more of this. As you can see, just I've used some soft pearly pinks and some golds and some greens that go well with the journal. And the other end I've got another little key, a little flower end that I found, and just some more beads, little heart. Just make my own bead dangles. So I just pop them all together. Let me show you how I do the wool around the piece of string. All I do is get a piece of wool and I pull a little bit off it. So this is a beautiful ball of wool. It's got quite some gorgeous earthy colours in it, and I just get a bit of the Fabri-Tac or material glue, whatever it's called in different countries, and I just put the tiniest bit of bead along here, which this little bottle was perfect for, the little pin nozzle, which I've just recently got. And then I get my wool and set it on top, and then I just mold it in, really twist it in so it adheres to the piece of string. And you don't even have to do this. I like the different texture. I don't like the string to be shown, even though you don't really see it because it's all in the tassel. But I suppose because I'm making it, I have a really good look, so I prefer to not see the string. So I just like to have that more organic look and feel to it, so I cover it. So I'll just place that on top if it doesn't stick to your finger, and then just sort of squish it and mold it in again. And we've missed a bit there, but you get the picture. I'll just add a little bit more. And just the little bit of a bead of glue along there. I'll just grab that little bit there with it, lay it on top, and then you have quite an organic piece of thread. So then you can put beads down this end, cover it up, and this end, and you've got that lovely soft, like a rope, but it's just quite beautiful. So that's how I make my threads look a little bit more organic and cover it all up. And then all I do is hold them all together, sort of pull the bits down, some bits down, some up, sort of level it off a little bit, and then I just twist it. Something's just rolled off. I twist it around. First I get a piece of cotton, so I twist it around and then fold it over, so sort of twist it into itself, and then I might sort of shuffle things around a little bit, trying to have, you know, more bling on the outside, and then I tie it off. Just go around a few times, tighten it off a little bit. And then just pop a couple of knots in it. And then I'll either pop another little ribbon around that piece of tie to cover it up, which I might leave long so that I can have it to tie onto here. And sometimes I'll put extra beads onto this little piece here, or sometimes I'll just trim it off. So just depends on what's already on it, how I'm feeling at the time. And that's how I make my tassels. So I hope that was helpful, and I hope I was able to show you to the extent that you wanted me to, and I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe and you'll get notifications of when I add my next videos, and I'll see you soon. Thank you.